you are made in the likeness of God. The question is, are you influencing positively or negatively? Because every single one of us, we yield some type of influence, which is a very, very powerful tool to have inside of your toolbox. Which leads to quickly just three things I want to share with you, then we'll get into some other things inside these notebooks here, which is these three words over here, namely power, namely influence, namely confidence. Power, influence, confidence. Power, influence, confidence. Power, influence, confidence, which are three very, very, very great components and tools to have inside of your little toolbox over there. All right? Why, you might ask. I'm so glad that you did ask. I'm really glad. Thank you for asking. It's nice when people ask, because the Bible promises ask and you will receive, which is awesome. A side note on the topic of influence. Did you know? And I didn't read this on a chapter paper, but did you know that you actually yield influence with God? You know how big that is, my friend? Like think about it. Any parent over here would tell you that their children have some type of influence over their lives. Their children. I'll just use my wife and I as an example. We have our son, and Eliana's coming. And I mean, she ain't even here already, but she already has influence. She's not even, I know she's inside my wife's lovely body over there, but she's not physically, her feet doesn't touch the ground here yet, but yet she already has influence with her parents. So we also have our son, Jan, of course, like you guys know Jan, man. All right, and he's a dog, and I mean, as soon as his eyes begin to look at you, and he's got these puppy eyes and this look inside of his face, your heart starts to melt, and he begins to yield his influence over you. So you too, my friend, you actually have influence with God. I know you might not have much influence and say inside the parliament. I understand that, and that maybe frustrates you a little bit. Maybe it feels like your voice is not being heard by South Africa and so forth. But the good news is that you actually yield influence with God. The verse that I mentioned with you guys now is God says, ask, and what's going to happen? You're actually going to receive. He says, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you've received it and it will be yours. It will be given to you. Wow. To think that you actually yield influence with God. To think that you can actually sit with Him at His table and speak to Him openly and share your heart with Him openly without the fear of having that vulnerability exposed or exploited by God. Wow, what a privilege. What an honor, what a privilege. I mean, the influence that you yield with God is so massive, is so big that He sent His only begotten Son, Jesus Christ, to pay the price for every single one of us over here, so that we can go from being a victim to becoming a victor. So that we can go from being absolutely in a place of darkness and despair and death, so that we can enter into His marvelous light and become and be transformed into the people that He's called us to be. Just on the topic quickly of transformation specifically, we had a young champ at church on Sunday share something very powerful regarding transformation and all of that. And he shared basically in my own words to try and help me communicate it through to you. He said transformation simply equals you embracing who God says you are.